Hello, welcome back. Survival Saturday with Johnny Tiger on July 23rd, 2022. I know the angle is a bit low because I'm going to show you guys a move today that came from the lineage of the white crane Chinese Kung Fu. So it is fitting that I'm in my karate gi because the background that I have in Shorin Ryu karate, Shorin Ryu actually came from uh, the white crane main branch of Kung Fu that got leaked over to Okinawa and then became one of the karate style. This is why back when I first got into uh, Shorin Ryu karate, I constantly got laughed at by my sensei because he said I moved like a dancing bear rather than a white crane. Hey, whatever, as long as it works for me, it's fine. It doesn't have to look good. Well, I mean, technically speaking, he told me it has to look good, but for my purposes, it doesn't have to look that good. As long as it works, it's fine. So the move I'm going to show you guys today is one of the very basic bread and butter of white crane kung fu, and this is called the crane step. And crane step look like a standard push kick. However, it is completely different. It's a little bit difficult to demonstrate this without a moving partner, but I'm going to try to talk you guys through this as best as I can. The point of crane step is to evade an incoming attack. And the way you do that is you want to stand nice and natural, nice and balanced. Keep your eyes. Yes, I'm a blind guy talking about eyes. And this is a sore point with me because I totally understand the principle of crane step. I know how to teach crane step, but it's not a technique that I personally can use because this is actually quite a visual technique. So anyway, personal woes aside, you keep your eyes on the person who is moving towards you. Your goal is when you judge the distance just right, you take one foot and extend it and put it against their kneecap, stopping the momentum long enough for you to move off to the side. And then you relax, watch them move again. They come charging in towards you. You stick your foot out against their kneecap. They stop, you move off to the side, and then relax. And if they come in again, you stick your foot out, put it against the kneecap, and then push off and move to the side. Right? If you have a partner at home to try this with, go ahead and get them to give it a try, but make sure, okay, this is an important thing. Make sure the person doing the attacking keep a bit of a bend in their knee when they walk. Why? Because if a person come charging in and you put your foot against their kneecap, two things going to happen. One, they're going to fall forward and face plant into the floor, which hurts. Two, it's going to break their knee. Okay, it's going to really mess up their knee. Might not break the joint, but it's going to hyperextend the head out of the knee, and that's going to hurt even more. Okay, don't break your partner, right? So this is the basic of a crane step. You don't always have to step on the knee. Okay, there's two ways to do a crane step. One, you go for the kneecap, which is the best solution because once you check the kneecap with your foot, the person can't move forward until you remove your foot or until they remove your foot, right? However, the step on the knee move, it's a little bit hard to do in the beginning because it's a small target. And a lot of time, unless you get the angle just right, your foot is going to slide off. And that's going to be bad because by the time you get your balance, the person is in your face already. Okay? So for beginners, I'm going to offer you a different alternative. Rather than going for the kneecap, you place your step right at the groin or hip level. So this whole front across the abdominal groin area. Okay? You want to either go for the groin or the hip joint. Again, we talked about the pivotal point on the human body before, and the hip is one of those, right? If you block the hip from coming forward, the person can't come forward until they remove the block, right? So if a person is charging toward you and you just casually lift your foot and stick it out in the groin area, that will stop them long enough for you to move. Now, the key, one of the key things that you want to remember with a crane step is it's all about moving yourself out of the way. So I'm not going to stand here and put my foot against the person and hold them back with my foot because it's going to be like about a second. In about a second, they're going to figure out all they have to do is move around my foot, right? So I'm going to touch and move, step and move, step and move, step and move, right? Every time I move, I just drop back into a very easy casual stance, conserve energy until they come in again, I step and move, right? Nice and light on your feet. Once you get really, really good with your clean step, it's extremely difficult for someone to get close to you enough to hit you because legs are longer than arms. So if I stick my leg on someone's kneecap, then it's very difficult for them to hit me, right? So some people say, okay, what if the person just ducks down and rush in like a tackle or an MMA style takedown? That's okay. If let's say I'm standing here and the person just shoot in nice and low like that, rather than going for my crane step, I'm just going to palm the top of their head with both hands and then move myself to the side. And then crane step the leg and then keep moving. Right? Now I'm behind them, right? So a crane step sounds like the ultimate self-defense move. Why? Because it's non-aggressive. Unless the person's own momentum hurt their knee or they walk their groin into your foot really hard, you're not really hurting them, right? This is a very peaceful move. You come toward me, I stop you with my foot and I move out of the way, right? Okay, don't do that again. You want to come again? I put my foot against your knee, I move out of the way again, right? I can do this all day long. But the person who is trying to attack me is going to run out of energy eventually. So this sounds like the ultimate self-defense move. However, this is not a be-all and end-all self-defense move. We're going to talk about some flaws in this particular move just so you guys don't get the wrong impression that it is a really good move. Like people who get really good with this can stop attackers from even approaching them very easily. But the flaw of the crane step is that it takes a bit of a practice. I mean, most martial art moves do. But this move in particular is one of those moves that you have to be really good, really balanced. So you can take one foot and do this, stand on one leg long enough to push and move, push and move, push and move, right? You got to be balanced, you got to be precise. Because like I said, if you if your foot slide off the side of the person's leg because your aim's a little bit off, then whoops, suddenly the person's in your face punching you. right? So you have to be very precise, which takes time to build this. Your eye and your leg coordination have to be really, really good. This is another flaw because it's not blind friendly. Another thing to keep in mind when you're moving, okay, with a crane step, once you check someone's knee with your foot, you want to move to the outside, okay? It doesn't matter if you check across or check straight with whichever leg you are comfortable with. But let's say if I'm coming toward you and you stop my right leg from advancing, you got to keep it in mind that you only stop my right leg, you didn't stop my left leg. Okay, so if I'm really determined, my left leg may still come forward. So you want to circle to the outside after you stop my forward momentum. You never want to circle to the inside because there's a chance that the inside punch is coming through. So that's something to think about. I also want to mention this. For people who really know how to uh, fight and who dealt with crane step before, it is an easy technique to break, right? So it is something that you want to keep in your mind. This is not a this is not a five-finger death punch or ultimate technique. This, like I said, this was the basic. This is a crane style basic. It's a basic technique that works really well. But for people who know it or know how to deal with it, it's very easy to break. Let me give you a quick example. If someone check my forward momentum, and if I've seen this move before, so I know immediately they are going to circle, then that's okay. Once their foot is gone, I just rush right in. Yeah, I just rush right in. Because from the time you take your foot off the person and you move before you can use your foot again, there's a gap. And that gap, you are very vulnerable, right? So if a person drive right in after you remove your foot, if the person react fast enough, turn towards you and come right in, then you might be on the ground before you even know what happened. With that said, the crane step has a very unique application in that once you get really precise with it, once you have good leg, eye, usually they say hand-eye coordination, but in this case, it's your eye and your leg. Once you have really good coordination, you can stop a lot of kicks from even hitting you, right? The moment the person lift out for that roundhouse kick, just put your foot underneath. That roundhouse kick is not coming out. The moment the person trying to do that knee strike, put your foot underneath. That knee strike is not coming out. The moment the person trying to do the front kick, put your foot on their shin. That front kick is not coming out, right? So once you get really good with your crane step, you can stop so many leg-based techniques from even firing properly. So I understand some people are going to say, well, yeah, okay, so it's a really cool technique and you can stop people from getting to you, but you're not finishing the fight. What good is it? Like you're just going to stand there and dance around with the person all day. This is why I said this is a basic in the crane style. Obviously, it's not the only thing we're going to do, right? But you got to get good with it first before you can move to the next step. Let me give you an example. Once I'm good with my crane step, if someone come in, I check their knee and I move to the side, boom, hammer fist right into the belly. I move out again. They come in, I put my foot on their knee, I move out to the side, boom. big cross to the face. Okay, I can set myself up for all kind of entry attacks. Once I check the momentum move, boom, roundhouse kick, right? I can use this for all kind of stuff, including takedown. In the old days, and this is what a lot of people don't talk about with regarding to kung fu move. When people say kung fu don't work, okay, this is why kung fu don't work, because all you see is the basic stuff. In the old days, crane techniques are meant to pair with short spikes or judgment pans, short, sharp weapons like these, right? You get one in each hand. Okay, fine. Now it's a totally different game. I'm standing at rest, my judgment pen just casually either crossed in front of my chest or down at my waist. The person move in, I put my foot against the kneecap, I move to the side, judgment pen, stab right into the stomach, right? Move back out. If they're not dead, most likely they're dying, okay? But if they still want to play, they still want to come back out, huh? They come at me, foot on the kneecap, move in, judgment pen, into the face, right? It's like step, stab, step, stab, step, stab, right? So when you're looking at Kung Fu in that kind of light, it takes on a completely different set of meaning. So suddenly it's not a very passive, peaceful move. Suddenly it's a move that can set out for a kill shot. But obviously, don't go out there and kill people with that. No, I just wanted to give you guys a demonstration of what the real stuff is supposed to look like, right? Thank you for checking out today's Survival Saturday. We'll be back again tomorrow for some Sausage Sunday. For now, have a good night.